Nalin Kohli of the BJP, Kamal Farooqi, is joining us tonight. Prem Shukla of the Dopair Ka Samna with the Shiv Sena perspective. Now, Syed Bukhari is the brother of the Shahi Imam and he's the secretary of the Muslim Majlis-e-Amal. He has his independent views on this subject. I don't know whether he'll support the Shahi Imam tonight. He shouldn't, but let's see what he does. Sunil Alag usually takes a pro-BJP position. He's chairman of SK Advisors. But my first question tonight is to Asaduddin Owaisi, Member of Parliament of the AIMIM. Now, Asaduddin Owaisi, you can be a lifetime critic of Narendra Modi, but you can't get anti-national. You can be a critic of the BJP, but you can't go against your nation, especially against the self-respect of your own nation. And therefore, that position of Prime Minister is not just Narendra Modi, it is the office of the Prime Minister, which the Shahi Imam has insulted and humiliated. So, Asaduddin Owaisi, I believe that on this one, at least tonight, you'll have a rational position, because it's not just about the Prime Minister of India not being extended an invitation. It's about the insult to the Indian people. Where do you stand? I'll open the debate with you, Asaduddin Owaisi. Then we will get all the others in an open debate format. Go ahead.
Number one, Arnab, I don't know why you have to say all those remarks about me. And please don't question my nationalism. I'm as nationalist as Mr. Arnab Goswami is. The only difference is that I don't, at every 9 p.m., I don't shout in the TV studio that I am a nationalist. Now, coming to this position of what Mr. Bukhari has done, number one, I don't accept him as an imam. The position over here is that Abdul Ghafoor was made an Imamul Sultan. That is the historical perspective. The second point is that the Jama Masjid is a Waqf property. It is not a personal fiefdom.
Come to the point.
Or a personal property of Mr. Ahmed Bukhari or the Bukhari family. Thirdly, Mr. Ahmed Bukhari does not even represent the Muslims who live outside Jama Masjid. Fourthly, let me remind you that in 2004, it was BJP who had printed pamphlets with the photo of Ahmed Bukhari supporting Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. In fact, Mr. Ahmed Bukhari was the chairman of Vajpayee Himayat Committee.
I don't know why you're making such a long introduction. Why aren't you coming to the point?
That the Muslims of India have moved from rhetoric. They want political representation. They want development with dignity.
Should check his
this is what we want. What Mr. Ahmed Bukhari has done, we do not agree with it, because Jama Masjid is not a personal property of Mr. Bukhari. It is a Waqf property. And I hope that the BJP government would fulfill the Waqf, Manshai Waqf which is there. He is not an Imam of Muslims.
You know, Mr. Owaisi, I believe you are, Mr. No, 1 second. No, 1 minute. No, 1 second. Mr. Owaisi, let me remind you what this discussion is about. Let me remind you about what this discussion is about.
Who he leads then?
Now, 1 second. Is this discussion about whether Syed Ahmed Bukhari has legitimacy or whether he's a true representative of all the Muslim community? Obviously, he's not. That's not the debate tonight. So, you know, let me not allow you, Mr. Owaisi, to dodge the question. The question is this: can you invite the Pakistani Prime Minister and try to deliberately snub the Indian Prime Minister by not inviting him? That's the simple question. I mean, I don't know why you find it difficult. I mean, we don't need to do that. We can't be, we can't turn into PR agents for the Pakistani government. Mr. Owaisi, you hear me? You hear me? We lost his line out there. Okay. We lost his line out there. Yes, you were saying something, Syed Bukhari. Go ahead. Are you going to defend your brother?
Actually, that if I come to the point that which Mr. Asaduddin raised, that Imam is not, if he is leading the prayer, then whom he is leading?
Are we here
whom
to
he's
discuss
who
about
who
what
is
the
who
role
is
of the
his
Imam, or are
followers
we going
as
to
far
get
as
to
the prayer is
point
concerned.
7, 8,
Secondly,
No, one second. They are both avoiding.
That's where I'm coming,
Both
yeah.
Asaduddin
This where I
Owaisi, both Asaduddin Owaisi and Syed.
No,
Tariq
I'm not at
Bukhari
all avoiding.
Are avoiding
Just-
the
just-
issue of.
Do you feel
Are avoiding the
embarrassed
issue of
just
treachery.
ask-
Indian Prime Minister is being belittled and you do not have the guts to say
I am not at all avoiding the issue. Mr. Narendra Modi, I'm just quoting a line from Mr. Narendra Modi. As he is a Prime Minister of our country, दस्तार की हर तार की तहकीक है लाजिम, हर साहिब दस्तार मुअज़्ज़िज़ नहीं होता. इसी बुनियाद पे हमने मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी को इनविटेशन नहीं भेजा है. वी हैव नॉट इनवाइटेड मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी. We respect the post of the Prime Minister of India and always, we will.
You know, I think Mr. Syed Tariq
We have a
Bukhari,
personal
you tried
relations
to.
with Mr.
No,
Sharif
no,
and
no.
his
1
family
minute.
since
You
last
know what
25
is? You know
years.
what is very unfortunate
Yeah, on
out
that
here.
basis
No,
we have
1
invited
second,
Mr.
Mr.
Nawaz
Bukhari.
Sharif.
Mr. Bukhari, 1 minute. You know what is unfortunate?
This is
What is
nothing
unfortunate? What
One
is
should
unfortunate
see
is
this
that I would have
step to-
expected.
for-
I would have
step
expected.
forward,
I would have
step-
expected Asaduddin Owaisi to rise above politics, and I would have expected you to rise above poetry. After all, the Shahi Imam in 2001
Okay.
said there is nothing wrong with Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden is not guilty. So what if the Taliban is sheltering him? They are doing a good thing.
Not at all.
Oh, yes, he said it.
Mr.
Oh, yes, he
Arnab,
said it.
No, we have
Sir,
we have never supported any type of terrorism.
Sir, you
We
have supported
we have
Osama
never.
bin Laden.
I'm sorry to say,
and
Mr.
he has
Arnab, you are
said-
quoting it wrong.
He has said in an interview December
never.
2001 with India Today, where he says that Osama bin Laden is not guilty in the eyes of the Muslims, which is the kind of rubbish that Shahi Imam speaks. Not only that, the Shahi Imam, your brother, is a political opportunist. He is willing
Is this
to.
topic is this topic is not the out of
well, it is
out
relevant.
of discussion,
It
out
is
of
relevant.
agenda?
Why don't you
If
like
you
it?
ask me why
because,
we have invited
because Narendra
Mr. Nawaz
Modi.
Sharif,
No, 1
I said
second.
that
Because
answer is
the
that
question.
on personal ground
Because
we have
Mr.
invited
Bukhari,
Mr.
because
Nawaz
Mr.
Sharif.
Bukhari, I
we have a
believe.
very personal relation with
Because
his
Mr.
family
Bukhari,
since
I
last
believe.
25 years.
Mr. Bukhari, I believe that the Shahi Imam's invitation to Nawaz
I
Sharif.
don't, Mr. Arnab, I don't think it's a crime to invite a head of a country.
No, 1 second. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. And by inviting Nawaz Sharif at his expense, you as an Indian have granted greater legitimacy to the Prime Minister of Pakistan than the Prime Minister of your own country. That's the issue tonight. I hope Asaduddin Owaisi will rise to the occasion and talk about that.
We have clear reservations with Mr. Narendra Modi, not with the Prime Minister. We
Well,
have
you can keep your reservations. You can keep your reservations
Well, I
on
don't know,
another level.
Mr.
No,
Perhaps you,
Nalin
Mr.
Kohli.
Goswami, may I
Nalin
please come
Kohli.
in?
Yes, please, Mr. Kohli.
You know, I find this fascinating. Either Mr. Bukhari here suffers from some sort of schizophrenia or some kind of bipolarity, that he believes that we have reservations with Mr. Modi but not the Prime Minister of India. Perhaps he is in hibernation and he doesn't know that Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. He is there because of the Constitution of India, the electorate of India. And now, whether you like or don't like, he is the Prime Minister for all, just as I do not like some Congress Prime Ministers in the past, but I respect them for being the Prime Minister of India, and I will defend that institution.
But he is not, unfortunately.
He is the Prime Minister of India.
They are behaving
Sabka
like
saath,
an extra
sabka vikas.
constitutional
I
authority.
don't believe in it.
They are choosing to engage with Pakistan over the institution of the Prime Minister. Nobody is asking them for an invitation.
Why don't
Nobody will you please take
Tariq
Mr.
Bukhari,
I heard a lot.
Syed Tariq Bukhari,
That's why we have reservations
Syed
with
Tariq
Mr.
Bukhari.
And is logical and acceptable.
Syed Tariq Bukhari, Kamal Farooqi is amused
This
tonight.
is not exactly where you can stand and give me
Kamal Farooqi is amused. Kamal Farooqi is amused.
Mr. Goswami, I want to finish a point.
Okay.
Mr. Goswami, my point is very clear. They have now gone into the realm of foreign policy. They have belittled India in front of nobody cares about who they call for their davats. The point here is you don't demean the institution and the constitution which you supposedly are swearing allegiance with. Secondly, what is this word Shahi? What is this title?
Yeah, what is the coronation?
Are they Rajas, no Sultans, no anyone? He's the Imam of a Masjid. He's not a Shahi Imam. The Shahi term came at the time of a Sultanate or something. That's
denies
over.
that?
We are a democracy. So I'm
He is
curious.
an imam.
What is the coronation
As
of
an
this?
imam,
He can be
as
an
an
imam
individual.
as anybody else. He can
Can't he
go on the
invite a
pulpit and
Prime
do what he
Minister of
likes.
any country
But this is not a religious
to his-
title.
to
Imam
any
may be a
function?
religious
One
title.
simple question.
I don't know on what.
One
He
simple
considers
question.
himself as the king and as a
Simple question.
representative, as a
Simple
Shahi
question,
Imam
and I
of
hope.
every Muslim.
I hope
Don't
Syed
give
Tariq
certificates
Bukhari.
and they don't require him to project Muslims of India the way he's seeking to project them.
You see, the Shahi Imam, first of all, let's call him Syed Ahmed Bukhari. Syed Ahmed Bukhari's actions are shameful because he is trying to say that Nawaz Sharif has greater legitimacy in the eyes of Indian Muslims than Narendra Modi. Who is he to say so? Who is he to say so?
Mr. Arnav, you are.
This is anti-national behavior.
We don't have such feelings. We don't have such feelings.
Well, if you don't have such feelings, then why have
This
you
is not
invited
about
Nawaz Sharif over
anti-national
Narendra Modi?
behavior. If you think that-
don't.
And if
Is
they
it-
have
is-
personal
is it a
equations
crime
with the
to
new
invite
caliph
a
of the
Prime
IS,
Minister of any
will that
country
give
in
him a
any function of-
justification to
in
invite
any
him for
function,
dinner here?
That's another rubbish explanation is provided. I'll tell you, that's not the only ridiculous explanation. One other explanation is provided where he says, and let me get Prem Shukla in, where he says, you know what, I can call anyone, it's my personal function, I have a personal equation with Nawaz Sharif, I like the man.
So will he call the Boko Haram next?
Exactly, I like Nawaz Sharif, I'll call him. Prem Shukla.
The reason given by Shahi Imam is very unfortunate. He says that why Narendra Modi should not be invited, because he has been guilty of 2002 riots of Gujarat. If this is the criteria, then why Nawaz Sharif should be invited? Because they are throwing drones. They are bombarding by drones to the innocent Muslim citizens under the leadership of Nawaz Sharif. Then why he should be invited on the same parameters? They are not Muslims, they are not citizens, they are not human beings, they are killed. They are being, genocides are being taken place in the northwest frontier of Pakistan. They are also Muslim, Baluchistan, and you are inviting him, Nawaz Sharif, as a clean person.
Happenings. Thus, the talks between India and Pakistan had happened many times in the past.
No, but this is not the
And they were
occasion of
about
talks.
to sit on the table. After they disturbed, they were about to sit on the table.
So
They
you
was-
are giving a
they
message
was
to
about
the
sit on
Organization of
table
Islamic
to have
Countries
talks to resolve
that
the
there is a
issues.
divisive behavior by Narendra Modi government. What do you want
But
to
the
give?
question is,
What
the
are
question
your
is,
indications?
does
So the-
Mr.
the-
Anand-
Please
does
show me
Mr.
an
Anand says
incident
that
by which
BJP
you can
likes-
claim
BJP
that there is any biased
BJP
behavior with
likes-
the
So I asked
minority community in the Narendra Modi government.
Syed Tariq Bukhari,
to get invitation.
Mr. Bukhari.
Show me a single
of Mr.
incident
Modi by
by
Shahi Imam
which
in
you
this
can
function.
claim this thing.
Sunil Alag wants to come into the debate, but before that, Kamal Farooqui.
We
Kamal
condemn
Farooqui,
all
please.
type
Open
of
debate now. One
activities
second.
which is
Syed,
happening on LOC, but still,
Mr.
can't
Bukhari.
a person on
Mr.
personal
Bukhari, if you
basis-
want to apologize
This
to the
is
people
step-
of India
Mr.
on
They have
behalf of your
invited him
brother,
as the
please
Prime
do so.
Minister
As
of
a step
Pakistan,
forward.
not as a fellow Muslim brother. So how can they make this distinction? Because they are comparing it now with the institution of the Prime Minister of India.
I think Syed Tariq Bukhari has the option of apologizing to the people of India on behalf of his brother for what he has done. Kamal Farooqui, this argument being put, well, I am friends with Nawaz Sharif.
Sorry, we have no intent. We have not at all bad intentions. We have not
Kamal
at all
Farooqui.
on the personal basis.
Tariq bhai, let me
there
You don't
is
have bad intentions,
not
you have
at all a
terrible
need of
intentions.
an
There's a
apology.
difference between bad and terrible.
It clearly says that.
Sorry.
This is a coronation ceremony.
What
Whom to
coronation?
invite, whom to not. Whom
What do you
not
mean
to invite,
coronation? Are you living
we
in
have to
the
decide.
16th century that you are coronating
What
someone
do you
mean?
in a democracy?
What coronation? Is this your personal fiefdom?
To invite Mr. Narendra Modi.
Crazy.
One at a time. Kamal Farooqui, please. 1 second. Asaduddin Owaisi, I'm glad your audio line is back. Kamal Farooqui before that. Kamal Farooqui.
Number one, it is not coronation. Must say, please, for heaven's sake, don't demise the institution of Imam. I'm happy that what Nalin Kohli has said and what Asaduddin Owaisi bhai has said. There is no concept of Shahi Imam in the Islam at all. He could be an Imam of Shahi Masjid, but he cannot be called a Shahi Imam. I think this debate needs to be discussed at length now, number one. Number two, he should not equate himself with the government. Government to government, whosoever is my Prime Minister will be having all the right to talk, even his enemies, wherever it is. The worst enemies we can talk because it is a government to government level talk. Number 3, when he is talking about, if it would have been a personal invitation for the marriage of his daughter or son or brother or anybody else, he could have called anybody, we don't mind it. But he is calling from Jama Masjid itself as an imam, which he calls himself to be a Shahi Imam. Shahi Imam means he is trying to represent himself to the entire Muslim community, because he has said this, that Muslims have not said...
do you agree on that? Do you agree on that? Do you yourself agree on that?
No, yes, I will come back to you. If you don't agree with that, Mr. Tariq Bukhari, why did you join Himayat Committee of Bajpayee ji after 2 years of those rights? Why did you join that? So please don't emotionalize the whole issue. Right now, he is my Prime Minister. Right now, he is the Prime Minister of my country. He is not the Prime Minister of BJP. He is the Prime Minister of my country. Under no circumstances, I will allow you or any other Muslim to damage the office of the Prime Minister.
Syed Tariq Bukhari, the fact is that. Okay, 1 minute, Sunil.
Let's talk of the current thing.
Mr. Bukhari, you must remember one thing.
Look at the mindset.
You know, Mr. Bukhari, you must remember one thing. Go back today and meet your brother and tell your brother that he ought to know that he is still an Indian first. And if he is an Indian with an Indian passport, he ought to have some loyalty to his own country. Now, if his political career has failed and his legitimacy is falling, and he suddenly thinks that he'll emerge as the leader of the Muslim community. He thinks that he will become a lead champion of the Muslim community by insulting the government of India and the Prime Minister of India. Then go and tell your brother that he is wrong.
He invited him in his own ceremony.
It's not his own ceremony. There's no personal association. What matters more, his personal association or the fact that there have been 100 ceasefire violations from Pakistan?
Look at the grandeur, the sense of grandeur. They are behaving as if they are a state. That if there can be an oath ceremony of the Prime Minister of India, the coronation of someone who calls himself a Shahi Imam as a chief representative of Muslims, which I'm sure is not correct. He's there going out and talking about it and equating. Look at this grandeur. Which land are we living in?
A 13-year-old girl died.
In fact, Mr. Goswami,
1 second.
This is the question that needs to be seen. That where does this term Shahi come from? And how is this term carrying on? Is this permitted under personal Muslim law board, the other imams, do they accept this as a Shahi king? I mean, and then there's a coronation. This is a larger question.
You see this, 1 minute. A man who claims to represent India as Muslim. Sunil Alag, you've been very silent on the debate. Asaduddin Owaisi, I'm coming to you.
Not at all, Arnav. We have never claimed. We have never.
You can't claim.
Any Imam of Jama Masjid never claimed.
You see, your brother is today a PR agent for the government of Pakistan. I'm sorry. Okay? He is a propagandist for the government of Pakistan.
He says Muslims have been hurt. Is that not
Sunil Alag,
that he is basically representing
Sunil Alag,
what you are saying.
Sunil Alag, why? You're an Indian. No, what's Sunil Alag, you're an Indian. You are an Indian, but you want to carry out a PR coup for Pakistan because a man says that I will give greater recognition to Nawaz Sharif than my own Prime Minister. And Pakistan will milk this.
India doesn't want to even speak to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif appointment, but the Shahi Imam,
we are giving dignity to.
Does BJP
one second.
Shahi Imam to invite?
All right, we are giving dignity to the most insignificant person in today's economy and today's India. I think this debate itself is giving dignity to a person who doesn't deserve it. That's the first point I want to make. Both Mr. Bukhari and his brother have been trying to dodge the question because Mr. Bukhari earlier said, well, I don't have anything against the Prime Minister. My committee has decided. This is the most ridiculous statement that I've ever heard. If a committee is decided, then that entire committee is anti-national. Forget about Mr. Bukhari. Everyone is saying it's his personal invitation. He himself is saying, no, my committee has decided that we will not call Mr. Modi. No self-respecting Indian, whether it's from the Congress party or the BJP, should attend this function. Because out of the question, even if Sonia Gandhi goes, she's doing the greatest disrespect to the position of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has not been in any court of India, he's been acquitted. 1 second.
It should be seen which Indian who swears by the Constitution would want to attend such a function.
I haven't spoken. I'm speaking now as an Indian. Mr. Bukhari is doing the greatest disservice to the Muslims of India. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Hindu, whether you're a Muslim, anyone. India comes first, the Prime Minister's position comes first. Anyone who criticizes that is anti-national. As far as I'm concerned, he's a traitor and he should be treated as such. This is not a personal function. When he talks about a committee, he talks about X, he talks about Y. Why are we bringing in a situation where he's inviting, and when Mr. Modi invited, he invited the Prime Ministers of all the countries around him. Has Mr. Bukhari done that? Only Nawaz Sharif has been called to prove a point that I'm closer to Pakistan than you. The Muslims in India are closer to Pakistan than they are to our own Prime Minister. What the hell is he trying to prove? He's actually doing a disservice to whatever everybody is talking about, that Muslims and Hindus should get together. He is doing the biggest disservice. He's actually creating a division.
Okay, now let's see if Asaduddin Owaisi has anything to say on the...
Mr. Goswami, that's an important point that Mr. Alag has made. That it should be seen who wants to go and attend.
Unusually. Now the question is this. Is this an...
Please allow me.
Yeah, Kamal Farooq.
Arnab.
Okay.
Arnab, since I have to go, so I'll say only one word.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as I would request Tariq Sahab, first of all, never use the word coronation of Imam if it does not find anywhere. Number 2, stop calling yourself as Shahi Imam. Number 3, under no circumstances we will welcome Nawaz Sharif in Jama Masjid. Please understand, no Muslim in the country will, having all those kind of things, was what Nawaz Sharif is saying. He is not welcomed in Jama Masjid area at all. These are the 3 things which you please people must understand.
When he visited Jama
Masjid, that does not mean that you would
should any self-respecting Indian attend that ceremony? Should any self-respecting Indian attend that ceremony? Should any self-respecting Indian attend a ceremony in which there has been an open attempt to insult the Prime Minister of India and turn...
How many of them go there too? I don't think any self-respecting Indian who believes in the concept of India and the Constitution of India would ever want to be seen anywhere close to that ceremony. And more so, we'd like to see who are the others, non-Indians who would like to select to go and there at the cost of when you're demeaning the Prime Minister's institution. I think that's a valid point that Sunil Alag has raised, and that should be seen till the very end. The coronation, what do they mean by a coronation in a democracy and in a country that has moved way beyond all this?
In the ceremony?
Who?
Does BJP want us to invite the Prime Minister in this ceremony? Ask the
How
panelists.
dare you reduce the Prime Minister's institution to a barter system that you feel we are begging that you should invite the Prime Minister of
Does
India?
BJP want
How
that?
dare you reduce it and demean
Does
it even
BJP
further,
want that, Mr.
Bukhari?
Yadav?
Is that the question? Is that the question? No, is that the question?
You are demeaning the Constitution of which you claim benefits, and you say that this is what citizens should get. How can you ever do that?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
Inviting a
And
Prime
now you
Minister of a
deny it.
particular country
So are you trying to
is not
say
a crime.
that all of us here are deaf and don't understand what you are doing?
Do you think nobody can see through it?
Yes,
and 1
controversy
second,
is there.
and how do I believe? No, how do I believe? How do I believe tonight? Mr. Bukhari, Mr. Bukhari,
step forward on personal
Mr. Bukhari, you are an Indian.
To ease the tension.
Keep your politics aside. And the Congress party.
Yeah, I'm an Indian, alhamdulillah.
If you're an Indian, then why are you a propagandist for the Pakistanis? Why are you? Nawaz Sharif has no legitimacy in his own country today. He has no supporters in his own country. The only supporter for Nawaz Sharif today is the Shahi Imam.
Does that mean you will invite the chief of the ISI?
It is ridiculous, Mr.
Would you also invite all the Pakistani soldiers who cut the heads of Indian soldiers? What kind of excuses are you giving, Mr. Bukhari?
We condemn that. We condemn that. We condemn that. We
You condemn that.
Then why are you calling Nawaz Sharif?
My relatives over there.
We will not have a good relationship with the Prime Minister of India. The Prime Minister of India. What a joke is this, Mr. Bukhari? If anything, you should be cancelling your events.
First Prime Minister of India should act like the Prime Minister of India.
And you should apologize to the nation.
नारा
and
देते
every
हैं
Indian,
सबका
including
साथ
every
सबका
Muslim brother of
विकास,
yours.
लेकिन सबका
Because
साथ
you have
उसका
done great
विकास
service
नहीं
to every
चलेगा.
Indian. Disservice to every Indian.
And what matters more, your personal association with Sharif or the fact that he supports the ISI? Your personal association with Sharif or the terrorism which he pushes into India? The personal association with Sharif or Hafiz Syed, the mastermind, continues to be a free man, spews venom against Indians on our soil. And I question your patriotism tonight.
We are not discussing
I question your patriotism tonight. I question your patriotism tonight, Mr. Bukhari.
Why are you belittling the institution of the Prime Minister of India?
What personal grounds? What personal grounds? You are calling, you are trying to demean the position of the Prime Minister of India.
Does BJP want us to invite Mr. Narendra Modi?
Who cares who you invite, but how dare you invite the Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Not at all. Why are they so condemnable?
We don't care who you invite, Mr. Bukhari. But we do care. And as an Indian, I'm saying it first. When you belittle the Prime Minister of India, which is an institution, it has nothing to do with your coronation. It doesn't go from father to son just because the father wants his 18 or 19-year-old son to enjoy the perks that come with the position. This is the Prime Minister of India with the largest democracy which votes for it. This is the Prime Minister who swears by the Constitution. How dare you belittle that?
Asaduddin Owaisi, I think I've got the audio line with you, but you are choosing to be a very quiet participant on the debate tonight. My question to you is just to bring you back to the debate. 1 second, Mr. Bukhari. Every self-respecting Indian should not be.
It's not a crime inviting a Prime Minister.
1 second. Take your politics somewhere else. This terrible, manipulative, low-level politics.
Everywhere.
Low-level politics.
We have to keep.
And in any case,
as good as possible with the neighboring
and
country.
in any case,
so what we have invited.
In any case, your brother is a political opportunist. He backs the Congress party for the Lok Sabha elections. You think people have forgotten that? And before that, he used to back Vajpayee. You think people have forgotten that?
Party.
I mean, you know
how it can be a how can we politicize
Mr. Owaisi,
issues?
Mr. Owaisi,
we are not running a political party.
Mr. Owaisi, I hope this time you come to the debate.
Any of the political parties.
Mr. Owaisi, what is your advice?
Who is
Mr. Owaisi, what is your advice, if any? What is your advice, if any, for Syed Tariq Bukhari? Should he have invited Nawaz Sharif? 1 minute. Let's hear from Mr. Owaisi. He's unnaturally quiet tonight.
Public.
Maybe he does not want to say anything he thinks.
Pakistan is concerned.
Arnab, if you allow me to say, I'll say.
You don't usually.
Because your audio system
you don't usually
was really
seek my permission, but go ahead.
I can No. Your audio system was messed up in Hyderabad studios. That's why I could not participate.
It's been fixed for the last 15 minutes. Thank you. Please continue.
No, it was not. It was just fixed 5 minutes ago. You must question your technicians over here.
Okay, so you're not deliberately keeping quiet. Fine. Point is taken.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. Now, coming back to the debate.
Yeah, come back.
I hope that with such ferocity which Mr. Nalin Kohli is speaking, Mr. Nalin Kohli, I would like to bring to your notice that Jama Masjid is a Waqf property.
Oh, please, I don't want to get into that. You are trying to get out of the debate.
We will have a separate debate.
Problem is he does not want to get into the real debate. Problem is Mr. Owaisi does not want to get into the real debate. Mr. Owaisi does not want to get into the real debate. Mr. Owaisi, I am asking. No, Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi does not want to address the issue.
Allowed to be cowed down by Mr. Arnab Goswami or by Mr. Nalin Kohli.
Nobody is trying to cow you down. We are just trying to draw you into the debate.
No. You cannot cow me down by what you want me to say. Now
it's on YouTube.
Let's see if he comes.
Yeah, you can keep on watching it and increase its popularity. Now coming back to the debate, Mr. Nalin Kohli,
see, he does like it.
With the government of India, with the government of you can keep on watching it. The government of India, is it going to take suitable action to ensure that the Jama Masjid is run according to the
this is the problem. You don't have the,
Mr. Ahmed
guts
Bukhari
to
has
debate the
nothing to
issue.
do with waqf.
You don't have the guts to
Ahmed
debate the issue,
Bukhari
Mr.
cannot
Owaisi.
be called an imam. Mr. Ahmed Bukhari has been encouraged by all these political parties, BJP and Congress.
No, you see, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. No, Mr. Owaisi, I am accusing you. I am accusing you tonight. I am accusing you tonight, Mr. Owaisi. I am accusing Asaduddin Owaisi tonight of running away from the debate.
Of not giving me opportunity to
I am accusing you of running away from the debate.
I am accusing you.
And I am now going to quote what you said earlier.
No, you have to allow me to say.
You said
otherwise don't call me.
Mr. Owaisi, let me ask. You have to answer my question. You don't want to answer my question.
What is?
So can I ask you a question? Do I have your permission to ask a question? Because if I remind you of what you used to say, then you know you'll be totally exposed tonight. On August, now let me complete my question, please. 5 times I ask you a question. Should he have called Nawaz Sharif? Should he have tried to snub Narendra Modi like that? You keep talking about whether the Waqf board, this, that. I mean, come to the subject. The Prime Minister of India is being insulted by trying to raise the Prime Minister of Pakistan on a pedestal. On August 20th, 2012, you said, Asaduddin Owaisi, you said, quote, why this perception that the Muslims in India always look to or are swayed by Pakistan? To hell with Pakistan. To hell with Pakistan, you said. A Muslim in India has the right to be angry and protest as much as anybody else. Now, you have a person who is inviting Nawaz Sharif openly at the expense of Modi. He's contributing to the perception which you were critical of. And 5 times I asked the question and you outdodge it.
No.
And you said, no, let me remind you.
No.
What do you mean?
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
No, do you want me to answer?
I want you to answer straight.
With your questioning.
Straight.
So now, please.
Thank you.
Give me an opportunity.
Yes, I have been giving you the opportunity. Please take it.
I still hold that view. That is why we stayed back in India, because India is a country of nothing to do with Pakistan. Yes, Mr. Bukhari should not have invited the Prime Minister of Pakistan. They should not have entered into this domain of foreign affairs. That has nothing to do with it. What I have to say is that, what is this coronation?
Again you are trying to move away. You say one line on it. Again you want to move away. Again, Nalin Kohli, is he not trying to move away? Prem Shukla?
He should not have invited.
No, you are trying to dodge it. I want to draw you into the subject.
He should not have invited.
I remind you, I want to hear the Asaduddin Owaisi who said a different language last year. When Narendra Modi becomes Prime Minister, why does your language change?
Arnab, Arnab, you are being very partial over here.
I am not. I am just asking you questions.
Complete what I have to say.
You know what you said on a TV show in Pakistan?
Of course.
Hamid Mir. One second. I'll tell you.
Of course, I still.
You know something. I want you. I'll remind you. Hamid Mir interviewed you, the famous Pakistani journalist, and you said in their TV show, you said, and I quote, "You don't worry about Indian Muslims." You said last year, when the Congress was in power, we have made our decision, we are going to stay in India. Right? You also said if you want to gain India's trust, make sure you complete the 2611 trial on time. 2611 trial drags on in Pakistan, no end in sight. The biggest traitor to that, Nawaz Sharif, is being called by the Shahi Imam. Is that the issue? Or is the Waqf board the issue? Is the insult to the Prime Minister an issue?
No.
Is the insult to the Prime Minister of India an issue?
Mr. Bukhari has no right to call any foreign dignitary.
It's not. Has he insulted Mr. Modi by doing so? Has he insulted the people of India by doing so?
It is wrong for him to invite. I don't accept Mr. Bukhari, whatever he is. No, you don't have any right. What? No, Jama Masjid is not your personal fiefdom, Mr. Bukhari. You have no right over there. You have no right over there. You are sitting over there as an encroacher, because various governments of BJP and Congress have been using you. You have been using them, and that is why you are comfortably sitting over there. And you want to give a message.
What diplomatic channel? What diplomatic channel?
You have no right to talk about Indian Muslims. After Gujarat carnage, didn't you have any iota of humanity? Why did you support Vajpayee? You talk about Gujarat now. Shame on you. You should not have talked about Gujarat. Why did you support Vajpayee then?
Sounding too strange for me.
Why did you support Vajpayee then? It is wrong. Mr. Bukhari should take back the invitation extended to Mr. Nawaz Sharif.
Haven't you? And everyone from your party also swears by the Constitution. So you have a selective liking of the Constitution of India, I see.
No, I don't have a selective liking. I start reading Constitution from the Constitution Assembly.
Then are you a court of law to sit here and start giving pronouncements?
Yes. No, I know.
Have you heard your same comments about every right that has taken place in other parts of the country? Including your beloved city.
From 1998 to 2004, it was your party who has
from 98? I'll give you the history of riots in India from 1947. I'm sorry, Mr. Owaisi, unlike you, I don't believe in rhetoric, even I do my homework. Would you like to discuss the history of riots in India? Would you like to discuss the history of riots in Uttar Pradesh? In Bihar, and would you like to discuss it in your city and how your political graph has grown on riots? Don't do that, Mr. Owaisi. Your rhetoric can be in your political speeches.
Who have no iota of respect.
Leave that, Mr. Owaisi. You and Mr. Bukhari seem to have attacked because you are more out there to play a double game as Mr. Bukhari is playing today.
These people are liability to the Muslim people of India.
Again not addressing the issue. Again not addressing the issue.
Well, I mean, wait a minute.
So again not addressing the issue, Asaduddin Owaisi.
Extend the invitation.
No, again not addressing the issue.
Immediately.
You see, today Asaduddin Owaisi is looking so strange. Asaduddin Owaisi, in such a desperate manner, you are avoiding the subject. You are only interested in talking about whether Bukhari has the legitimacy or not to represent Indian Muslims. Well, let me tell you the sad fact. Neither do you represent Indian Muslims, Mr. Owaisi, nor does Mr. Bukhari. You want to and he wants to.
You're right.
You want to and he wants to. Okay, so that issue is settled.
I'm not an imam. I am not an imam of Muslims. I am a servant.
You are a politician and you do the politics of polarization and religious hate.
Even an imam is also a servant of the community.
I'm not a leader. I don't want to be a leader.
Even an imam is also a servant of the community.
Keep your politics on one side. Keep the nation first. Mr. Owaisi, keep
at every point of life.
Keep your nation first.
At every turn of life.
Keep your.
You said you do the politics of Muslims. So, I mean, are you trying to say that the Constitution of India doesn't matter for you? That you would only go out there to serve your constituents if they were Muslims? Would you say that you would not serve a constituent who was an Indian?
Constitution? Don't you know Article 30?
Of course, every Indian is, but you just define them and would like to project that your entire focus is only on religion. And then you say you are not an imam. Make up your mind, Mr. Owaisi. The Constitution is for Indians. And Indians are first Indians. They are first human beings, then they are Indians, then they may be in any way.
You know what? You know it's
community, caste or whatever. So therefore, the Constitution and the Constitution envisages.
The question is only this. The question is only this. The question is only this. 1 second. Mr. Owaisi, 1 minute. There are other panelists as well. One question, just 1 point. No, 1 second. I'm going to Sunil Alag as well, but I need to make one simple point. What are we talking about tonight? We are talking about tonight that this country is ashamed to have Indians who pawn their national self-respect at the altar of a dysfunctional and weak Pakistani Prime Minister. And in the process of doing so, do not hesitate to demean the office of the Prime Minister of India and the Indian electorate. And it is shameful that there are such Indians. Sunil Alag is coming to the debate.
As per your mind.
I am saying this, you cannot do this.
You know,
I totally disagree with you. I
think the question is not whether you are a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian. Today the debate is, as a self-respecting Indian, when the Prime Minister of your country is insulted, what do you want to say? Whether you like him as a person or not is irrelevant. The Prime Minister of India is being insulted. I am telling you, Nawaz Sharif will not come. You can invite him, he will not come for this invitation. If he's got any sense in his head, he will not come. No self-respecting Indian will even go to this function, no, regardless of what political party you come from. And today I heard the Congress talk about, well, you can call anyone you like. I blame the Congress when he was the chief minister and he was not allowed to go to America. They should have fought for the position of the chief minister of a state. We are Indians first. Let us discuss today as an Indian, as a self-respecting Indian, what do you think should be done as far as Mr. Bukhari is concerned? That's the question and that's the answer. Mine is very clear. Anyone who goes there is not a self-respecting Indian. Full stop. Now you can carry on.
Tomorrow you'll say Dawood Ibrahim is my friend. So I am going to call Dawood Ibrahim. You'll try and make those points. Tomorrow, and you are the same people who praised Osama bin Laden earlier. Think about it. How much more will you demean your own country for your terrible, low-level political ambitions?
You can't compare Mr. Nawaz Sharif.
By Mr. Bukhari, try and win. If you want to become a politician, become a full-time politician. If you want to be a religious leader, be a religious leader. Mr. Bukhari, आपको मैं सीधी तरह से बोल रहा हूँ, आपको नेता बनना है, नेता बनिए. आपको नेता बनना है, नेता बनिए. आपको शाही इमाम बनना है, शाही इमाम बनिए. मगर ये समझ लीजिए, आधी शाही इमाम, आधी politician. This kind of ridiculous low-level politics has to stop in this country. Enough is enough. Do you think the Shahi Imam should apologize tonight, or at least his brother should apologize tonight? Now, 1 second, माफी मांगनी चाहिए. आपको क्या लगता है?
देखिए, शाही इमाम का जो इंस्टीट्यूशन एक बना दिया है, अचानक मुसलमानों का नेता बना दिया है. 26 जनवरी 1993 को भी इनके वालिद अब्दुल्ला बुखारी ने भी तिरंगे का जो है अपमान कर दिया और कहा कि हम तिरंगा नहीं फहराएंगे, तिरंगे को जलाने तक पर आमादा हुए. फिर भी उनका विरोध करने के लिए ओवैसी जी तैयार नहीं होते. संकट यहां आकर खड़ा होता है कि सेकुलरिज्म जो है वो एकांगी हो जाता है, एक तरफा हो जाता है. आप जब भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का अपमान करने पर आमादा हैं तो हमको ओवैसी जी को उठकर खड़ा होना चाहिए और कहना चाहिए ये कौम का काम नहीं है, ये कौम के खिलाफ काम है. इस पर ओवैसी जी खड़े नहीं होते. संकट में जितना है
आपकी किसी बात का, आप जो मुंह में आया बक देते. आपके पास कोई ऑथेंटिसिटी है किसी चीज की?
अरे ये ऑथेंटिसिटी, ये रिकॉर्ड है, भेज देता हूं आपको, FIR नंबर भेज देता हूं, चार्जशीट भेज देता हूं.
मैंने बचपन से अपने वालिद के साथ कदम
26 जनवरी 1993 को तिरंगा न फहराया जाए, काले झंडे फहराए जाए मुसलमानों के घरों पर, उससे ज्यादा आपके शाही इमाम का फतवा था.
अगर एक
शाही इमाम फतवा करने के लिए कुख्यात रहे.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
और अब जो है आप जो है ये हरकतें कर रहे हैं, ये ठीक नहीं है. और हमारा सिर्फ इतनी आपत्ति है कि आप जो है आपका विरोध मुस्लिम उल्मा जो है ये क्यों बर्दाश्त कर रहा है. मुझे मुस्लिम उल्मा पर तरस आ रही है. आप तो ठीक है, आप तो अपना उल्लू सीधा कर रहे हैं. आप
अपनी बात रहने दीजिए. आपको तो 2 मिनट में सिर्फ आग लगाने के अलावा कुछ नहीं है. आप इस वक्त साइड लाइन हो चुके हैं. आप सियासी तौर पे बहुत परेशान हैं. आपका दिमागी तवाजुन भी ठीक नहीं है. आप महाराष्ट्र में देखिए कि आपको लड्डू मिल रहे हैं या नहीं मिल रहे हैं, साइड में बैठा दिया जाएगा. आप छोड़िए इस बहस को, रहने दीजिए.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन,
इस बहस को रहने दीजिए.
लास्ट
आप अपना देखिए कि आपको लड्डू मिलेंगे नहीं मिलेंगे या जमीन पे बैठा दिया जाएगा.
मिस्टर बुखारी,
कल का दिन आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आप नीचे,
I want to say one thing.
Taking the debate somewhere else.
Mr. Bukhari, 1 minute. Don't get provoked.
How can he say that we have given the fatwa? Even my father was not in Mufti.
He said it, you've rebutted it, over. Let's move on. 1 second. My question
is, फतवा दे सकता है. किसी भी एक स्टेटमेंट आप दिखा दीजिए. उन्होंने मुसलमानों के ऊपर होने वाले जुल्म के खिलाफ हुकूमत.
I feel tonight the Congress party, one of the reasons the Congress party, I want to say one thing about the Congress party. 1 second. I disagree with a lot of things with Asaduddin Owaisi. I have accused him of a lot of things, but at least he's come on the debate. The Congress party has escaped the debate tonight. The Congress party has run away from the debate tonight. And I think that escapist attitude of the Congress party, that by avoiding this subject, maybe we'll get some votes, is terrible, because the Congress party should learn to put nation first on these issues. Unfortunate that the Congress party does not have the guts to come out and speak on this subject. My last question is to Mr. Bukhari. 1 minute sir, सवाल ले लीजिए.
You should appreciate
Mr. Bukhari, Mr. Bukhari, listen to me. Mr. Bukhari, listen to me. Listen to me. What would you or your brother say to the family of the 13-year-old girl who the Pakistani army killed a few weeks back? how would you justify your invitation to Nawaz Sharif if you were to meet the family of the 13-year-old girl? 13 साल की लड़की, उसको इस तरह से बेरहमी से मारा पाकिस्तान के फोर्सेस ने. वो 13 साल की लड़की के फैमिली मेंबर्स को आप क्या कहते हैं? आप क्या, किस तरह के मेडल देने के लिए आप नवाज शरीफ को इधर बुला रहे हैं? आप उनको जो इतना रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, आपने उनके फैमिली को क्या कहेंगे?
मैं आ रहा हूं इस बात पे.
आइए,
मैं आ रहा हूं उस पे.
आइए.
नवाज शरीफ साहब के साथ उस वक्त यही प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे. यही प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे जब वाजपेयी जी बस से लाहौर गए थे.
मैं आपसे पूछ रहा, आप 13 साल की लड़की
दरवाजा खोलने की
मिस्टर अलग, इज ही आंसरिंग द क्वेश्चन?
मैं उसी का जवाब दे रहा हूं.
नहीं दे रहे.
क्या तब?
No, he is not answer the question. That's the problem. I think this debate must go beyond politics and let's start talking as Indians. Let us talk as Indians.
हिंदुस्तान का
and let's go beyond politics, beyond Muslims, beyond everything.
अरे एक हिंदू
Nalin Kohli, is he answering the question? Asaduddin Owaisi, is he answering the question? Nalin Kohli first. Nalin Kohli.
FIR and send it to them because it was being vociferously being denied. Since everything can be self-delusional in their debate.
आप ये कहिए कि वाजपेयी जी का जो स्टेप था वो गलत था. जो नरेंद्र मोदी ने नवाज शरीफ साहब को बुलाया वो गलत था.
Don't do this again.
अरे छोड़िए, आपसे कौन सा सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए? आप पहली बात तो ये बताइए, जो सारा सवाल सब लोग पूछ रहे हैं, मुसलमान भाई भी पूछ रहे हैं, चाहिए शब्द कहां से आया और कॉरोनेशन कैसे हो रहा है आपका? मुझे जरा इतना तो समझा दीजिए कि अब धर्म के आधार पे हो रहा है या संविधान के आधार पे? मुझे तो दोनों में ये दिखता नहीं है तर्क कि आपका कॉरोनेशन कैसे हो रहा है. जैसे कोई आप लोग एक नया सल्तनत बना रहे हैं. कैसी बात कर रहे हैं आप? उसके ऊपर भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का वजीदा उठाते हैं, फिर उसके बाद आप जो है राजनीति कर रहे हैं तो वोट के लिए. कम से कम इस देश में ऐसे लोग हैं जिनमें गट्स है जो राजनीति कर सकते हैं. आप राजनीति भी करना चाहते हैं और साथ में फिर बड़ा ज्ञान बांटना चाहते हैं. ऐसे तो देश चलेगा नहीं ना. संविधान में आपकी मान्यता है या नहीं?
No, we don't want you to invite Nawaz Sharif.
संविधान में है तो प्रधानमंत्री.
Do you want us to invite Narendra Modi? Do you want us to invite Narendra Modi? Do you want us to invite Narendra Modi?
With your invitation to Nawaz Sharif, why don't you withdraw this and apologize to the nation? The whole matter will end.
Do you want us to invite Narendra Modi as well? Does BJP want us to invite Narendra Modi as well? Be clear on that. Be clear on that. Then why are you debating? Why are you debating?
You know that you go. One second. You know that you are willing to 1 minute, Mr. Bukhari. I've heard enough. Mr. Bukhari, you trade your self-respect.
I have also.
One second, Mr. Bukhari, I have something to say to you. You are free. You are free to trade your self-respect. If you have no self-respect for yourself, Mr. Bukhari, listen to me. अगर आप अपनी बेइज्जती कराना चाहते हैं कीजिए, मगर देश की मत कीजिए और देश की बेइज्जती करने की आपको कोई अधिकार नहीं है. Asaduddin Owaisi, last word to him, please, Mr. Owaisi.
I would sincerely feel and request, withdraw it.
Withdraw it.
Don't play with fire. You don't know what you're doing. For your narrow parochial popularity, withdraw it. You are not an imam. It is high time that you leave Jama Masjid and give it to the rightful people who will run it properly. You have misused it from last 50 years. If you contest a corporator election, you will lose your deposit from Jama Masjid. You have no right to enter into domain of foreign affairs. Don't do it. Don't do it. You are a liability to the Muslim of India who have now moved on to politics of development, dignity and political representation. You have no say whatsoever. BJP and Congress have used you. You have been badly exposed. You don't even have an iota of respect in the Muslim community. Mr. Bukhari, go back. Go back and sleep in your house. Leave the Jama Masjid. It is a pious place. I'll share a joke with you, Arnab Goswami. If Jahangir had known that the Mughal dynasty would have finished and this imamat would have outlived him, Jahangir would have become the imam of Jama Masjid. Now these people have exploited and used that pious place for their own vested political interests. It is high time that this shop of political exploitation in the garb of so Imam. You are not my Imam. My Imam is Imam Hussain Ali. My Imam is Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi and Malik and Hanbal. You are just a political pawn for BJP and Congress. Go back and we don't require you. You are a liability to the Muslims and to the nation.
Take it back and apologize.
Incidentally,
I'm very
yes,
sorry
Nalin
to
Kohli,
say,
Nalin Kohli.
The BJP, the Congress who probably does it, and the Samajwadi Party.
Sorry to say that these type of political persons will be invited in future in these type of debates. I'm sorry to say I will not be attending that.
Then I won't lose anything. If you choose not to be in the debate.
He has his own political
That's all right.
his interest.
No, I'm
He's
not
running a political party.
Mr. Bukhari,
I have so
Mr.
many
Bukhari,
times said I am not
Mr.
a member
Bukhari,
of a
let me tell
political
you,
party, neither I am
let me
running a
tell you,
political party.
Mr. Bukhari,
Then why should we politicize the issue?
Okay, so can I say something to you? You see, Mr. Bukhari, don't mind my saying it. I don't mince my words. I'll say something to you. You will not like it, but I'll say it to you, Mr. Bukhari. Mr. Bukhari, you're not a religious leader. You are not a religious leader. You're a politician.
Okay, I am not a religious
and you are a political pawn. Your brother is a political pawn.
No accountability. Does not contest any election. At the time of election, at the whoever is highest purchaser, they will sell their voice to them. And we have no relevance whatsoever. If that was the case, Mr. Bukhari's son-in-law would have won from Uttar Pradesh.
As you sell your voice to the BJP,
you would have won in your own son-in-law lost to Uttar Pradesh. Shoaib Iqbal is winning continuously from Jama Masjid area. It is high time you close your shop. We don't require you, please. You are not an imam. You are not an imam. You don't know anything about religion. Go and read about fiqh, go and read about Sharia and then talk to us. You have been illegally sitting over there because of the patronage of BJP and Congress, because it is against that Waqf Act. You cannot even be there. How can you appoint your brother, how can you appoint his son? Under what Waqf Act? Under what rule? Under what section of the Central Waqf Act of 2013? It has no legal sanctity. You should not enter into the domain of foreign affairs. And at this particular point, you have given a handle to BJP before Delhi elections are going to be held.
No, but leave the politics aside. To do something illegal is one thing. To do something anti-national, unacceptable, I feel. Which is why I'm saying tonight the hashtag is anti-India invite. It's trending number 2 globally, worldwide tonight. Worldwide trending number 2, national trending number 1. And I think more and more people should talk about it, shouldn't they now? Let's talk about enough in this country of how much.
I think you should follow it and see which self-respecting Indian, as Mr. Alak said, wants to attend this so-called coronation ceremony.
And for how long will the Congress party become like ostriches hiding their heads in the sand, hoping that because Shahi Imam supported them politically before, they will not speak on the issue now. The nation comes first. Please be clear about it. Mr. Bukhari, go and tell your brother tonight that he should first learn, before he tries to be an emperor, he should first learn to be a good Indian. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.